Okay, good morning once again, everyone. By way of review, let's look at the worksheet that we were working on last time. The end goal of this is to determine whether the company is performing well in terms of creating value for its shareholders. There are measures that we can use in order to determine this. One is the ROIC, which we computed for last time, and another one is the EVA. So it's a return on invested capital and the EVA. But before we go there, let's review what we have done so far. We learned how to compute NOWC, net operating working capital, which is just the difference between your operating current assets and operating current liabilities. Given the financial statement, the balance sheet of Advanced Technologies, we learned that operating current assets will include cash, accounts receivable, and inventories. We excluded short-term investments. Okay. Also, for operating current liabilities, in this instance, we have accounts payable, accruals. Notes payable is not included because it's interest bearing and it's financing. Okay. So given that, guys, we were able to compute for our net operating working capital. So our operating current assets, if I flash the formula, that's just the sum of your cash. This is F29 is your receivables, F30 is your inventories. And also for our operating current liabilities, this is the sum of your accounts payable and your accruals. Okay, and then if we net that, we get 337.50. Okay, for 2019, using the same formula, it was 315. So we can say, guys, that during the year, okay, there was additional net operating working capital added, 15,750. Okay, and then we also computed for the total net operating capital, or TOC, which is just the sum of your net operating working capital and your net fixed assets. Let me just fix this, net fixed assets. We already got NOWC here, and then net fixed assets we can get from the balance sheet. So we got the net fixed assets from the balance sheet, F32. F32 here, okay, that's our net fixed assets. Okay, and then we said that this is just coincidental that the two are the same. They're not usually the same. It's just a nagkataon lang, guys, na pareho sila. No? And also, it's doubly coincidental na pati yung 2019. Okay, so total operating capital for 2020 was 661,500. At the beginning of the year, it was 630, and then it increased to 661,500. Ibig sabihin, may additional investment pa, which brings us to this one, investment in TOC of 31,500. So you just get the difference between the ending and the beginning, okay, 31,500. So this is the operating capital provided to management. Ito yung capital, no, na provide ng mga shareholders at saka ng mga investors or creditors to management. Okay, so that's total operating capital, 661 by the end of the year, and then at the beginning of the year, 630. We're going to need this, guys, in order to determine kung okay ba yung performance ng firm. So let's be cognizant of the fact that at the beginning of the year, 630 yung operating capital na provide sa management. So the question is, what did they do with that 630,000? Okay, what did they do with this 630,000? So let's see. We then learned how to compute for the NOPAT, net operating profit after tax. The difference is that in computing for net income after tax, we deduct interest expense. No? For NOPAT, hindi. Kasi sabi natin, hindi naman responsible yung operations for that. No? 10470 is within the province of finance. Okay? And then we said that ang difference ng NOPAT at NIAT, hindi yung interest expense. Okay? only a fraction of that, no? Kasi sabi natin, with the use of interest, you get tax savings. So this is the concept of leveraging, no? So we said that ang implication yan, it's also important for management to use debt, to use na mangutang sila, to use credit, I mean. And why is that so? Well, in many instances, guys, pwede magkaroon ng business opportunities na hindi available yung cash, yung funds ng management. So it's not right to just say, ay, wala tayong available funds. Wag na lang natin, let's not engage in that kasi, kasi wala tayong available funds. The right answer would have been to source out funds and then just make sure that the return of that project should be greater than the weighted average cost of capital. Okay? Maling answer yung wala tayong funds for that. So, hindi. Kasi kung pwedeng mangutang, guys, kung pwedeng i-source out yung funds na yan through credit, and then the probability that the returns of that project will be higher than the weighted average cost of capital, then it's really creating value for the shareholders. Okay, so that's where the credit comes into play. And also, sabi natin, yung may tax savings pag gumagamit ng utang. Not to mention that, pag maganda yung credit history ng company, then it will be readily be able to borrow from other sources, from creditors, to finance its very, very potentially good projects. No? So importante yan, importanteng leveraging, paggamit, using other people's money in order to finance or fund projects. So sabi natin, yung difference ng NOPAT and NIAT is not the interest expense, but only 60% of that. Kasi 40% goes to tax savings by the use of the interest. Okay? So pag alam natin yung interest expense, guys, tapos alam natin tax rate, alam natin kung magiging magkano yung difference ng NOPAT at saka NIAT. In fact, to compute for NOPAT, we just multiply from the NOPAT, multiply lang natin yung 1 minus tax rate, okay, to get the net operating profit after tax. So why do we need to compute for the net operating profit after tax? Kailangan natin yan para malaman natin, guys, kung okay ba yung performance ng company. We're not going to use the net income after tax kasi nga nakarga dyan yung interest expense. We're going to use a measure, yung NOPAT, which is quote-unquote fair in assessing the performance of management. Okay, then we also learned how to compute for free cash flow. Yung free cash flow, guys, magkakaroon tayo ng example by Wednesday. Ang importance nito in also determining the stock price of the company. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo ng example na ganun. We use free cash flow to determine the share price of the company. And we said that free cash flow is that's cash flow available for distribution to. Okay. Adrian, mamaya na lang ha. Check natin attendance mo. Thank you, Adrian. Okay, so where was I? Sabi natin na yung free cash flow, guys, it's cash flow available for distribution to investors. Siyempre, ang mukha ng investors, yung shareholders at saka creditors. Pagkatapos natin ma-deduct yung cash flow requirements for operations. Magkano ba yung cash flow requirements natin for operations? Ito, no? At the beginning of the year, 630. At the end of the year, 661. So there was an additional 31,500. Okay? So how do we compute for that? How do we compute for free cash flow? We start with NOPAT, and then isa-subtract natin sa NOPAT yung cash flow requirements for operations, which is the investment in TOC. So ang available na lang for distribution to shareholders, to investors is 28,020. And that's for interest payments, principal payments for creditors, and then for shareholders, dividends. And sometimes company could buy back their own shares of stock in the form of treasury stock, and also cash flow requirements for non-operating assets. Okay, so ito yung limang general na pinaggagamitin ng free cash flow. Okay, and then we went to ROIC. Sabi natin, importante itong ROIC kasi gusto natin malaman kung nagka-create ba ng value yung management para sa shareholders. Okay, dati guys, ang pinakabida as far as measurement is concerned, okay, ang pinaka ginagamit was ROE, no? Return on equity. In fact, sa next lesson natin, sa next worksheet natin, titingnan pa rin natin itong ROE. But I say guys that ROIC is more robust compared to ROE. Kasi ang ROE, ang ginagamit, net income after tax. Okay? So sabi natin, pag net income after tax kasi nakakarga dyan interest. No? So hindi natin ma-assess talaga fairly yung operating performance. And this is divided by total shareholders' equity. Okay? So that was the yung measurement na ginagamit dati. Now, as I said, there are more robust measures. Isa dyan yung ROIC. Okay, so paano kinocompute yung ROIC? Okay, we start with NOPAT. Okay, again, yung kwento nito guys, okay, nag-generate ka ng NOPAT na 59,520, di ba yung company? Okay, okay ba yan? Okay ba yan guys? Between a company A, si company natin, Advanced Technologies, nag-create ng 59, nag-generate ng 59,520 na NOPAT, vis-a-vis another company that generated a NOPAT of 100,000. Sino mas magaling doon? Okay, we might be tempted to say, mas magaling yung company nag-generate na NOPAT na 100,000. We might be tempted to say that. Kaso, ang mali nito guys, it takes a look at these measures in isolation, in a vacuum, which is wrong. Kasi yung 59,520 na yan, kailangan natin i-compare yan sa magkano ba yung TOC, magkano ba yung total operating capital at the beginning na ginamit. So we then base it on TOC. At the beginning guys, 630 yung ginamit nito. Okay. Paano kung ito at the beginning 1 million? Oh, di ba? Sabihin natin 10 million to dramatize the example. Okay, 10 million yung ginamit na TOC niyan. So sino mas magaling? Ito kasi lumabas ito na ang answer nito 9.54%, di ba? Tama ba? 9.54% nga ba? That's our ROIC. Ito, no? 9.45% pala. Sorry. 9.45%. Ito guys, ito 1% lang. 100,000 over 10 million, that's 1% lang. So, do we now say that company B that had NOPAT of 100,000 was a better performer? Definitely not, guys. So this brings us, guys, to the concept of ratios. We don't just assess a figure in isolation. Mali yun. Kasi very tempting, ano? Ay, 100,000 yung NOPAT niya. Kaya nga dun sa ratio analysis nyo, guys, when you compare net income between the two companies, take that with a grain of salt, absolute values. Kasi titingnan nyo pa guys kung ano, bakit yung net income na generate na yan, ano ba yung total assets na ginamit, for example. Okay, so it has to be used in reference holistically, guys. Titingnan natin ng holistically. Okay, kaya itong guys, yung ROI is a very important measure to. Kasi tinitingnan natin, okay, just don't look at the NOPAT. I hope I'm not sounding like a broken record here. I keep on harping na hindi enough just to look at the NOPAT at sabihin natin na mas magaling performance ni Company B kaysa kay Company Advance. No? Tingnan mo, on the bigger picture, ito ang ginamit nila 630 beginning capital, ito 10 million. So, sino mas magaling? Di si Advance. Kasi yung ROIC na ginamit natin, it's a relative measure of how the company was able to generate value for the shareholders. Ito 1% lang. Okay. And if the WACC, sabihin natin WACC pareho sa kanila 8%. Di ito bagsak to, no? Because it destroyed value. While this one created value. Okay? So which begs the question, when is ROIC good? when is ROIC, return on invested capital, acceptable? It's acceptable when the ROIC is greater than the weighted average cost of capital. That's the time companies, we say, are able to create value. Okay, so ito 9.45, given the WACC is 8%, then value was being created. Value was created for this specific year. Ito, no? Okay, then related to ROIC, okay, is another measure called EVA, economic value added. Okay, this is based on the concept of economic profit. Magkaiba kasi guys yung accounting profit kaysa sa economic profit. So economic profit guys takes into consideration the cost of the use of capital. No? Okay, so let's do that. No? Operating profit natin 59,520. Good or bad? We can't answer that kung good or bad. No? If we're comparing it in a sense to a limited degree, kung i-compare natin sa NOPAT last year, which was, magkano ba yung NOPAT last year? NOPAT last year was 56,700, no? Well, there was an improvement. There was how many percent increase? Ang percent increase natin is equal to this divided by this minus 1. Okay, so there was a almost 5%, no? Around 5% increase in NOPAT. Okay? Doon lang, yun lang guys ang pwede natin sabihin. NOPAT increased by 5%. Pero is it better yung 2020 compared to 2021? Hindi muna. Kailangan, hindi lang itong gagamitin natin na NOPAT. No? Kailangan kukunin natin yung ROIC. Compare natin yung ROIC nila. And then also compare yung economic value added. So paano yung kwento ng economic value added? So si EVA, ganito yung kwento niya. Again, guys, relate natin sa ano. It's like a story. No? So nag-generate siya ng operating profit na 59,520. Okay? Yung ROIC, guys, ang ginawa natin, kinuha natin yung return on invested capital. Dinivide natin ng 630. Si EVA iba, no? Si EVA, ang gagawin natin, hindi ratio, hindi percent, but absolute figure. So sabi natin, ginamit ng company yung 630, no? Pinagamit sa kanya, total operating capital ng 630. Now, sabi natin, itong 630 na to, hindi libre yan. No? May cost yan sa mga investors. May cost yan sa shareholders. This has a cost. So, we will charge management for the use of the 630. Paano natin i-charge siya? We're going to call it, tawagin natin capital charge. So, where's my, let's call it capital charge. Charges for the use of the capital. Ano yung capital charge natin? It's the beginning capital multiplied by the WACC, which is 8%. No? Okay, we're going to charge management for the use of the capital na 630. Yung beginning capital ang ginagamit natin, guys. No? Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to write here capital charge. Okay. And then let's give a name to our WACC. Ito. Lagyan ko na lang dito. Name WACC. Weighted average cost of capital. Enter. Okay. I hope guys remember this. Why am I doing that? So that, guys, is equal to TOC beginning multiplied by your WACC. Yeah. Okay. Control Enter. Oops. Okay, so we can now compute for our EVA, economic value added, which is equal to your NOPAT less your capital charge. Okay. NOPAT natin 59,520. Magkano yung capital charge? 50,400. So this is the charge for the use of the capital. No? Kasi hindi nga libre yan. And it's born out of the concept of opportunity cost. Okay? Which makes sense really. No? So EVA natin 9120. Sabi natin guys, last time, consistent yung ROIC with EVA. If ROIC tells us that okay yung performance ng firm, then EVA will also be okay. Kasi related yung dalawang yan. The EVA is economic value added. So when is this good? If EVA, sulat natin. Okay, lang. Type ko na lang. If EVA is greater than 0, EVA is greater than 0, then you have value creation. So value was created. If EVA, on the other hand, is less than 0, then we have value destruction. Value was destroyed. Yan. Okay? So that's how we assess whether a company was able to perform well based on ROIC and EVA. As I mentioned a while ago, consistent yung ROIC at saka yung EVA. Okay? Pause muna ako guys. Any questions so far? Clear ba tayo? Kindly chat please guys kung clear so far. I hope everyone responds to this query. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. Okay. Salamat, salamat. Good. Salamat. I hope everybody responds. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, any questions? Saan po galing yung, okay, Eliza, kindly share your question. Eliza, kindly share your question to everyone. Okay. Saan galing yung 8% sa capital charge? That's your, okay. What's the 8%, guys? That's our weighted average cost of capital. Yan. Ito, no? Given yan, no? Given. Actually, kino-compute yan. And it's not really easy to compute, pero we'll have a discussion of that. Pero yung simplified, no? Kasi maraming factors talaga yan. Okay, thank you, Eliza. Any other questions, guys? Any other clarification? Again, I said, guys, I appreciate you asking questions. Okay. Okay, no more questions? All right. There being none, guys, tapusin natin to. There is another measure called market value added. Okay, as the name suggests, guys, kailangan natin makuha yung market value. Tapos i-compare natin sa book value. Ang market value, it can be obtained by the stock price. No? So dapat alam natin magkano yung current stock price. Pag listed sa Philippine Stock Exchange, madali ito. Kasi daily may movement yung stock price. At the end of the day, alam natin kung magkano yung market value. Mas mahirap guys kung hindi listed sa Philippine Stock Exchange. No? Mas mahirap malaman or kailangan i-compute pa yan yung quote-unquote estimated intrinsic value niya, estimated price of the stock. So dito, listed kasi siya sa stock exchange. Meron na tayong figure dito. No? So it's 65 pesos per share. Number of shares niya is 15 million. Kasi in thousands to, no? So anyway, I'll just read it as 15,000. Okay, so I'll just insert here. So we can now compute for the market value, or we call it market capitalization or market value. The market capitalization is simply product lang nito. Magkano ba per share? Tapos ilang shares? Yan. So we have a market capitalization of 975. Okay. And then we will compare that with the book value. Okay. This year, ang book value niya is simply yung equity natin, no? Our equity is dito. So that's your common stock and then your retained earnings. So this is your total common equity, 544,538. Okay? So we're just comparing the market capitalization, market cap, with the book value. So the difference between the two is your market value added. Okay? So in general, guys, if it's also positive, then value is being created also. Pero mas ginagamit, guys, yung EVA kaysa MVA in order to assess the performance of the company. Okay, clear so far, guys? Any questions about market value added, economic value added, return on invested capital? Okay, so summarize ko ulit, ha. Okay, summarize natin, no? So, bottom line natin, guys, kailangan natin makompute si EVA at saka si ROIC, pati na rin si MVA, para ma-assess natin kung if value was being created or destroyed. When do we say value is being created? If the ROIC is greater than the weighted average cost of capital. Okay, in that instance, then value is being created. So that's why. So if ROIC is greater than your WACC, sabi natin ito, value is being created. Otherwise, guys, kung mas mababa si ROIC, then value is being destroyed. And it will also be reflected in your EVA, economic value added. If ROIC is less than WACC, then you'll notice that EVA will be negative. Okay? So paano natin mako-compute yung ROIC? Kailangan natin dalawa. Kailangan natin yung NOPAT. Okay? We need to compute for the net operating profit after tax, and we need to know what was the total operating capital at the beginning. Okay, so very easy to compute for that. Once we are able to have those figures, then we'll be able to assess yung ROIC, and then we can also now compute for the NOPAT. Kasi sa NOPAT, ang kailangan, ang EVA pala, kailangan din natin yung NOPAT, and then ima-minus natin dito yung capital charge. Okay, magkano, guys, yung charge para sa paggamit ng beginning capital. Okay. And then, well, going back, guys, paano natin i-compute si TOC? Well, kailangan natin yung net operating working capital, NOWC, at saka yung net fixed assets. Yung sum ng dalawang yan, that will be your TOC. The beginning TOC will be the ending TOC ng previous year. Okay? Kaya ito yung ginamit natin. Okay? Usually ito yung ginagamit talaga, yung beginning capital. Alright. Okay, so just a quick summary of this worksheet, guys. So in this worksheet, what we did was to discuss the concept of EBITDA, no? Yung earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Okay, we learned how to compute for the EBIT, or the operating profit, and then for the net income after tax. We also learned how to construct the working paper for constructing the statement of cash flows. Sabi natin, ini-investigate natin yung change in cash. Okay, tapos dapat yung template natin, dapat marireflect din itong change in cash natin, increase in cash na 2,250. Pag hindi magkapareho yan, then we need to analyze more. We need to modify our working paper natin. So dito sa working paper natin, nagsisimula tayo sa net income after tax at saka adding back depreciation. Then make sure we add, kung may dividends, kailangan i-account din natin yan. So operating, investing, financing, okay, we learned how to, which account will go under operating, investing, financing, no? And which one is a source of cash and the use of cash. If assets increase, then that's a use of cash. Therefore, if assets decrease, source of cash yun. Opposite naman sa liabilities and equity. Pag nag-increase si liabilities and equity, then it's a source of cash. Pag bumaba siya, it's a use of cash. Okay, so after we are able to do this, ang reminder lang sa atin dito guys, pag ang binigay net fixed assets, hindi natin pwede magamit yung mga figures sa balance sheet natin. Kailangan i-compute natin kung magkano talaga yung in-invest sa net fixed assets by this model. No? We were tracing yung flow ng net fixed assets. So kailangan isama natin dito yung acquisition, tapos yung disposal, tapos yung depreciation. And then we can use the goal seek. No? Okay, so this is what we had last time. And then we were able to resolve yung increase in cash. And then sa formal statement of cash flows, madali na. No? Lahat ng andi dito will go into operations, investing, and financing. Tapos separate yung column natin for total operating, investing, financing. And then netted natin 2250, dapat ito yung lalabas na 2250. Add back the beginning cash balance to get your ending cash balance. Okay, so that took care of your statement of cash flow. So you should be able to construct, guys, the statement of cash flows if you have the balance sheet and the income statement for the current year and the balance sheet of the previous year. Okay, so ito yung diniscuss natin kanina, no? Which allows us to generate the ROIC and the EVA and the MVA in order to determine if the company was able to create value for its shareholders, for its investors, or destroy value. Okay, so that was a quick summary, guys, of what we have discussed in this worksheet. Question ko lang, guys, may natuto ba kayo sa worksheet na to, guys? Paki-feedback naman, please, o kung may natutunan sa worksheet natin na ginamit for the past 2 days. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Salamat sa feedback nyo. Again, guys, I appreciate. And then please don't be ashamed to ask questions. It would be good, guys, kung yung question nyo, i-share nyo with others so that others will learn also from your questions. But if you're ashamed to do that, guys, you can consult with me even after class, no? Mag-set up lang tayo ng time for consultation. I'm always ready, guys, to answer your questions kasi gusto ko natututo kayo. No? Okay. With that, guys, we end our discussion of this worksheet. Okay. We go to the next worksheet. Kindly open that. Okay. And we have here common size, ratio analysis, and Dupont analysis. Okay. I hope available na yung okay, I'll give you a few seconds to make sure you have a copy. You have downloaded the copy. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry I forgot to name the company. Lagyan lang natin. Hindi ko maalala yung pangalan ng company na to. No? XYZ company lang, just to give it a name. XYZ company. We have the income statement and the balance sheet for 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020. Guys, okay, medyo sorry for this. Okay, medyo dapat mas maganda dapat kung nauuna si 2020, no? 2020, 2018, and then 2019. 2020, 2019, 2018. Dapat from the most current. Okay? So technically, guys, dapat na-reverse to, no? Dapat si 2020 muna, tapos si 2019, tapos si 2018. I leave that to you guys for you to do, no? Apologies for this. No? Okay. So dito, guys, working paper for statement of cash flows for 2020. Can we construct the statement of cash flows for 2020? Paki-chat nga, guys. Pwede natin ma-construct ba yung statement of cash flows for 2020? Yes or no, guys? Can we construct the statement of cash flows for 2020? Okay, thank you. Yes, no? You're correct. Yes, pwede, guys. Bakit pwede? Kasi meron tayong balance sheet ng 2020, meron tayong income statement ng 2020, meron din tayong balance sheet ng 2019. Okay. And also, we can do the same for 2019. Kasi meron tayong income statement 2019, balance sheet 2019, and balance sheet 2018. But can we do the statement of cash flows for 2018? Given this, hindi pa pwede. Meron tayong income statement ng 2018, balance sheet ng 2018, wala tayong balance sheet ng 2017. Okay? So we can construct the statement of cash flows for both 2020 and 2019, but not for 2018. Okay? I will leave you guys to this, no? As an exercise. Okay? Next meeting, guys, magko-compare na lang tayo nito, ha? I'm just going to show you my solution. So I hope you do yours, guys. I'm not going to teach this anymore. I will assume that you should be able to generate, kasi lumalabas dito na cash increase by 6718. So dapat 6718 yan dito. Okay, and then I hope you'll be able to construct your statement of cash flows. Okay. All right. Also this one. So assignment nyo to, guys, na hindi ko i-collect. Pero I hope, guys, that you do this. So you do the working paper, you do the statement of cash flows for 2020, and then you also compute for this. Ito naka-green, no? Yung mga NOWC, TOC, net investment, NOPAT, FCF, ROIC, MVA, and then EVA. Okay, notice it's EVA using ROIC and EVA using NOPAT, plus itong statement of retained earnings. Okay? So from my experience in the other section, hindi namin nasimulan to. Okay, so tatapusin lang natin itong mga common size statement. Okay, and then it depends on our pace. Okay, ito na ngayon yung magiging natin, guys. Ito na yung ratio analysis. So you'll be needing this for your paper. Okay, ratio analysis, and then meron tayong ditong Dupont. Okay, Dupont analysis. Three-way analysis, kasi ang Dupont, guys, ito yung mga yung mga sinaunang measures, kasi ang pinaka-focus dito yung ROE. Sabi natin, di ba, si ROE, mas magandang measure yung ROIC, no? But still, it's still being used today, return on equity, and it's broken down into three, no? Profit margin, total asset turnover, and financial leverage multiplier. We're going to discuss this next meeting. Di natin aabutin to. And then there's also this measure called Altman-Z, where you're able to predict if a company will become bankrupt or not, no? Okay? Yan. Discriminant analysis ang ginamit dito, no? Sa Altman-Z. Okay, we're going to discuss that next meeting. Okay, so let's start with this, guys. Okay. Common size statement. Tanong ko lang, guys, muna, nagawa niyo na ba yung common size statement sa accounting niyo? Paki-chat nga, please, kung yes or no. Did you do any common size statement in your accounting? Yes or no, please? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you, Tim, Manuel, Ingrid, Gab. Okay, thank you. All right, good. This is an opportunity for us to learn, opportunity to expand our learning. Okay, when we do ratio analysis, okay, thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Okay, thank you, John. When we do ratio analysis, guys, importante na alam natin yung growth rate o kaya yung percentage change sa mga accounts natin. The first is the vertical analysis or common size statement. Yung common size statement, guys, you reference all your accounts with respect to, okay, lagay ko dito, ha. Okay, let me write that. Okay, so common size, no? Pag sinasabi natin common size, kaya nga, guys, ang sabi niya common, no? Common, ibig sabihin, lahat kino-compare natin sa isang figure. So if it's an income statement, okay, all the accounts are compared with sales. Pag balance sheet naman, all the accounts are compared with either total assets or total liabilities and equity. Okay, so that's what we do when we do common size statement. Okay, so how do we now compute for the common size statement for 2018, 2019, and 2020? So what will happen here is that for 2018, ang common size natin for 2018 will be sales divided by sales, cost of goods sold divided by sales. Lahat, guys, naka-compare sa sales. So it's as if we're getting the percentage relative to sales. Okay? So this is equal to, for example, sales divided by sales. So of course, it's 100%. And the next one will be cost of goods sold divided by sales. Okay, and then equal to other expenses divided by sales. So ibig sabihin nito, guys, sa bawat piso na sales, ang cost nung binenta natin is around 83 centavos. Okay, yung other expenses mga 10 centavos. Okay, yung total operating cost natin is equal to this divided by sales. So ang total operating cost natin is 94, around 94 centavos. So sa bawat piso na binenta natin, 94 centavos doon operating cost. Okay? Now, of course, guys, we're not going to do this kasi matagal to and very inefficient. Now, can you tell me what formula should I use so that I can drag the formula? I can just copy the formula para isang formula lang. Okay? Paki-suggest nga, guys, sa chat. Would you like to say suggest? C4, okay, thank you, Elijah. Okay, let's get the answer of Elijah. C4 over C4. Oops, sorry. So ang suggestion ni Elijah, so this is equal to C4 divided by C4. Tapos may mention si Elijah na dollar, no? Okay, so what am I pressing, guys? Bakit ko na babago yung dollar position ng mga cells natin? What am I pressing? Anyone? And di ba? Every time I press a key, nagbabago yung cell position natin. Yeah, oo. Thank you, John. Keyboard. Oh, pero anong key sa keyboard? No? What am I pressing? Which keyboard? Which key? No? Which key? May pinapress kasi ako. No? Okay. Okay. But before we answer that, notice, guys, nagbabago yung cell position natin, di ba? Okay, let me just explain that for the benefit of those who don't know this yet. C4, and then ito yung mga possible na cell addresses natin. $C4, $4, and $C4. Yan. Okay? Notice, guys, pag may dollar sa harap ng isang position, narito itong $C, ibig sabihin nun, naka-fix si column C. Ito, guys, walang dollar before C, walang dollar din before 4. Ito naman, may dollar before C, ibig sabihin, naka-fix si column C. Pag kinapin natin itong formula na to, pag dinag natin, hindi siya aalis kay column C. Kay column C lang siya. Ito naman, hindi siya aalis kay row 4. Tapos ito, hindi siya aalis kay column C, hindi rin siya aalis kay row 4. Ibig sabihin, pag kinapin natin itong formula na to, lagi na siya naka-fix dyan sa cell na yan, sa C4. Okay? So we need to make use of this in order to make sure that we are efficient as far as our formulas are concerned. No? Okay. So ang suggestion ni Elijah kanina, so let me go back to the suggestion of Elijah. So this should be equal to C4 divided by C4. Okay. Tapos babalikan ko to dito, guys. Anong pinapress ko? What am I pressing para hindi na ako magta-type ng $sign? Yan, no? Nagbabago yung position. $C4, C4, $C, $4, C$4. Yun yung apat na yun, no? C4, $C, $4, C$4, at saka $C4. Okay. Anong press ko? What did I press? Okay, if you're using Windows, guys, you press you press F4. Who among you are using Mac? May I have a show of hands, guys? Who among you are using Mac? Okay, si Liam, okay, si Jillian. Okay, medyo iba yata sa Mac, ano? Paki-experiment nyo nga, guys, kung sa Mac. Okay, sa Windows muna, no? So, is equal to C4 over C4. Okay, and then I press F4. Okay, yung mga Windows users, guys, paki-check nyo nga, paki-chat kung gumana yung ano, yung kung gumana yung ano, yung C4 natin. Kindly please. Kung gumagana, kung nagbabago ba yung cell position. Chat please, guys. I'm pressing F4, no? Para hindi na tayo magta-type ng $sign, mas mabilis yan. Did it work, guys? Paki-feedback, please. Those of you who are using Windows. Hello, guys. Hello. Any feedback? Okay, I'm not getting any feedback. Paki-feedback naman kung gumana yung ano, pag nagbabago yung $sign. Okay, I'll wait for you to try it, please. Okay, thank you, Gab. Thank you. The rest, si Gab lang ba yung gumawa? I'm waiting for the others to give their feedback. Okay. All right, John, sandali lang ha. Thank you, John, for your question. Same question with John kung paano sa pag Mac yung ginagamit. Okay, si Gab lang gumana, guys, sa Windows. The rest, waiting for your response. Okay, thank you, Ali. Sa iba, guys. Still waiting, guys. Oo, John, kailangan, baka hindi pa pwede sa ano sa iPad eh. Dapat laptop or PC. No? So, dalawa lang guys, gumana yung F4. Si Gab lang at saka si Eliza. About the rest? Thank you, John. Okay, so best to use laptop or PC. Yung iba guys, I'm not getting any feedback from the others. I got only two responses. And one? Wala na bang iba? Wala na ibang nagtatry ito? Hello? Okay, thank you, Francis. No? Ano naman guys sa Windows kung gumana o hindi. Please answer yes or no. Those of you who are using Windows. I'm only getting 3 responses. No? 3 out of the 30. Yung iba alam ko Mac, so hindi pa sila makakasagot. No? Okay, thank you. Yan, thank you. Yan, thank you Julian, thank you Josh, thank you Elijah. Okay. Please dagdagan. Any more guys? Any more responses? Okay. Okay, thank you Rachel. All right. So I assume guys na gumana sa inyo ha. Okay, so is equal to sales over sales and then F4, no? Ang suggestion ni Elijah, $C, $4. Okay, let's do this. Control Enter. And then I'll copy the formula down. Okay, and then copy it to the right. Okay. Question, is this correct or not? If we use C4 over $C $4, is this correct? Okay. John, bakit hindi correct? Liam. Okay, Liam muna. Bakit hindi correct yan?
Sir, dapat pong tanggalin yung $sign before C so you could use D and E.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. No? At saka, if you take a look guys, kasi common size statement, lahat dinidivide natin over sales. Sa income statement guys, ang pinakamalaking amount dyan, sales. Okay? Ang pinakamalaking amount dyan, sales. Wala nang ibang lalaki dyan. Okay? Normally, unless in extraordinary cases, no, na may other revenues na mas malaki pa, kaysa sales. But it's normally, okay, you're correct, no? Yung mga, thank you John for your comment also. Ito sa 2019, notice guys na dinidivide pa rin natin sa sales ng 2018. Okay? Dapat sales na ng 2019 yan. Ganon din sa 2020, no? We're still dividing by the sales of 2018. So in order to correct this guys, dapat it should be C4 and then F4. Dapat dapat ang nakafix lang guys yung row 4. Okay? So it should move across the columns but not along the rows. Dapat dito lang siya. So row 4 lang na yan. So the correct answer is C4 over C $4. Yan ang gamit ngayon ng using the absolute $sign. Ibig sabihin nitong $4, hindi siya aalis sa row 4. So pag pumunta ako sa dito, pupunta siya sa D, gagalaw siya, aalis siya ng column kasi hindi naman nakafix yung column C natin eh. Pero pag kinapi ko siya pababa, hindi siya aalis dun sa hindi siya aalis sa row 4. Nasa row 4 lang siya, which is really what we want. So control enter and then we can copy this now. Yan. Okay? So notice 100% na yung 100% na yung let's make it okay. 3 decimal places na lang. Okay? And then what we do guys is to follow yung formatting ng income statement. No? Para mukha pa rin siyang income statement, only that this is represented as common size. Common size statement pa rin siya, kaso in common size, ibig sabihin, everything is pegged to sales. Okay? Alright, so ano ibig sabihin nito guys? Ano ibig sabihin ng ng 0.834? Ibig sabihin yan na for 2018, sa bawat piso ng sales, 83 centavos doon yung cost ng binenta, no? Cost ng goods na yun. Okay? Sa 2018, ang operating profit is 6 centavos. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat piso ng sales, kumikita yung company ng 6 centavos. Okay? For every peso of sales. 6 centavos lang yung kinikita nila. Okay? And if you're going to compare it in 2019, mas mababa pa sa 2019, no? Mas mababa pa siya. Hindi nga nag-1 centavo dito eh. 3/10 of a centavo lang, no? Tapos medyo nag-increase yung 2020, naging 7 centavos. Okay? Net income natin, sa bawat piso ng sales, ang bottom line nito, 2 centavos lang, 2.6 centavos lang yung profit, yung bottom line natin. 2019 was worst kasi sa bawat piso ng sales, may loss tayo na 1.6 centavos. And then it improved in 2020, meron tayong profit higher than 2018 and definitely higher than 2019 na 3 centavos. So what does this say, guys? When we do analysis, okay, we take a look at it not only on that specific year, but also compare it among the different years. Okay, so dito kinumpare natin sa 20, I'll analyze 2020. Noong 2020 guys, ang cost ratio natin is 93 centavos, 93%. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Sa bawat piso ng sales natin, around 93 centavos doon yung cost. Tapos, ang profit margin natin is 3.6 centavos. Ibig sabihin nun, sa bawat piso na nabenta natin, 3.6 yung bottom line natin, yung kinita ng company. Okay? So makikita natin na nung 2020, 93 centavos yung cost ratio or 93%. Sa bawat piso ng sales, 93 centavos yung cost, no? That's the total operating cost. And also if we compare, no? Grabe nung 2019, halos yung cost natin halos yung sales na mismo, no? Okay? 0.3 centavos na lang yung natira. So nag-improve naman siya noong 2020. So 2019 seems to be a bad year for the company. Okay? Siyempre, sa company guys, aaralin nila yan. Bakit naging ganito yung ano natin? Bakit naging ganito yung operating cost natin? Bakit 99 centavos na? Wala na natira sa profit. So is it because of the wastages? Is it because of unusually high prices? Is it because hindi tayo nakasource ng murang murang raw materials? So these questions, a lot of questions, yan ang ginagamit, yan ang purpose kayo ng financial statements analysis. Hindi pa pwede yung titingnan lang natin yung figure na yan, kailangan i-investigate yan. Okay, so parang nagdi-detective tayo niyan, guys, ano? What's the reason behind that? What's the reason behind the 99 centavos? What's the reason behind the deterioration of the performance, no? From 93.9 centavos again 99.7 centavos yung cost. Pero nag-improve naman siya. So what was done in 2020? Bakit nag-improve to? So yung mga ganyan, tinitingnan yan, guys. So what did we do in 2020 that improved the performance? So siguro ganito yung ginawa, nag-seek ng panibago mga suppliers, no? Okay, so siguro ang ginawa, bumili ng equipment para naging mas mababa yung mga wastages, etc. So these things are the things that should be analyzed by the company. Okay? So, syempre guys, pag insider tayo dun sa company, then talagang masusi yung pag-analyze yan. Okay. Alright, then, okay, so you notice guys, ang analysis nitong common size, hindi lang on a yearly basis, but also on a difference between differences between years. And that will be taken care of by the horizontal analysis. Okay? Yung sa vertical analysis, you take a look at it on a yearly basis. Tapos yung difference among the years will be the horizontal. Horizontal kasi tinitingnan natin yung changes 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020. Okay? All right. Before we go to horizontal, may I ask you guys kung what we can do is we can plot a spark line. Paki-yes or no nga guys kung natutunan nyo na in your previous section. Nakagamit na ba kayo ng spark line sa Excel? Spark line, S-P-A-R-K. Spark lines. Yes or no please? I just want to know kung if you have used a spark line sa Excel. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, salamat. This is an opportunity to learn, no? Okay, sige. So, gamitin natin tong spark line. Okay, what I'm going to do is ipapaplot natin yung changes. 2018, 2019, itong mga points na to, 2018, 2019, 2020. Of course, guys, sa common size natin sa sales, pareho lang yan. Line lang yan. Na straight line lang, horizontal line. Kasi 111 yan eh. Pero ito nagbabago, no? 0.83, 0.85, 0.82. Makikita natin yung rise up and rise down, no? Going down, rising up and going down. So how do we do it, guys? Highlight natin to. Okay? Make sure isama natin tong empty cell natin dito. And then insert. Okay. Sa insert, guys, makikita nyo yung spark line dito. Insert then spark line. So you have here line, column, or win or lose. Win loss, no? Pag yung win loss, pag makikita natin yung let's say yung returns kung tumataas o bumababa, okay? Each one has its own advantage. So gamitin mo natin yung line. Okay, choose the data range that you want. The data is from G14 up to I, no? Yan ang data natin. Okay, location range, dito yung sparkline natin, yung J. Okay, G4 to I13, yun yung data natin. Tapos yung sparkline natin, J4 up to J13. Okay, guys? Okay? Ano ko lang to, ha? Okay, then okay. Yan sparkline natin. Okay, so ano ko lang yung sparkline. All right. So this is our sparkline, guys. We can modify this design. Pwede natin lagyan ng high point at saka low point. You can see this one, guys. High point, low point. Yan. Okay, and of course, guys, you can use the column. Pwede natin i-column yan. Okay. Okay, pwede rin natin i-win-loss yan. Okay, hindi maganda yung win-loss, hindi masyado apparent. Let's just use the line, no? Line, para kitang-kita natin yung baba at saka taas. Okay, so pause muna ako, guys. Were you able to do the sparkline, guys? Paki-chat lang kung yes or no. I have your, yan, good. Thank you. Thank you. Dadalawa pa lang. Sana yung iba nakasunod, no? Okay, salamat. Okay, good. Thank you. Keep it coming, guys. I want to know if you were able to do the sparkline. Yes, thank you. Meron pa? Ay, wait. Sorry, may hindi pa ako nasagot. Yung sa Mac users kanina, no? Okay. Sa Mac users, can you try, Can you try, I'm not sure kung Command T siya, no? Pakiya nga, Command plus T. So pupunta kayo dito, no? C4, and then Command at saka T. Mac users, kindly give a feedback kung yung ba yung ano. If not, guys, tulungan nyo lang ako maghanap. I'm sorry, I'm not using a Mac now. Sana tama yon. Tama ba? Ayan, good. Ayan, thank you, Liam. Thank you. Sino pa isa kaninang naka-Mac din? May isa pa naka-Mac dito. Sino pa ba? Okay, who's the other one na naka-Mac? Okay, so yung mga naka-Mac, guys, you use Command plus T, no? Okay, nawala. F4, yan. Okay. All right, then we see here, guys, kikita natin yung visually, guys, makikita natin dito, for example, yung here. Litan ko lang ito sandali. Oops. Not this. So na lang, litan ko ng konti lang. Yan. Litan ko lang din ng konti. Ito masyadong mahaba. Okay, so here, guys, makikita natin for this one, for say cost of goods sold. Kasi may high point at saka low point, no? You can see here that the cost of goods sold ratio, pinakamataas siya noong 2019. Okay, pero pinakamababa siya noong 2020. So there was a marked improvement, guys, no? Sa cost ratio, no? Yung cost of goods sold. Okay, and then also total operating cost, pinakamataas din siya nung 20 in common size terms, ibig sabihin yung in terms of ratio, no? Okay, tas profitability din, EBIT natin, lowest siya nung 2019 yung EBIT natin, no? Tapos pinakamalaki pa siya interest expense nung 2019. So there was a lot going on dun sa 2019 na income statement na to, no? Na financial sa company na to. And then also for net income, pinakamababa din net income niya. Dun sa 3 years, the lowest point because of this red, no, was in 2019. Pinakamataas in 2020. Okay, so that's a simple, guys, but a visual representation of 3 years of common size. Dito makikita na natin, we used common size again, guys. We use this spike line. So spike line, yung design natin, no? Design, yan. Pwede niyong baguhin yung kung anong type, kung line, o color, column, or win-loss. May mga advantages sila, no? There are advantages. Then you can also identify here high point, low point, negative points, first point, low point, and then pwedeng markers din. Okay? Yung markers, ilalagyan yung mga points lahat. Okay, I will not do that, guys, kasi gusto ko makita yung ano. Gusto ko lang makita yung highest at saka lowest point. Okay, any questions so far, guys, as far as the spike line is concerned? Clear ba, guys? Okay, it's a simple visual, but it does help, no? Para makita natin kung asan yung highest point tsaka lowest point. Lalo na yan, guys, kung kunyari you're dealing with 5 years. Okay, so medyo mahirap yan kung numbers ang tinitingnan nyo. But with that visual spike line, madali natin makita among the 5 years, asan yung lowest point, tsaka asan yung highest point. Okay? Pa-feedback nga, guys. Clear so far? Paki-chat naman kung yes or no. As regards the spike lines. Hello, guys. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Benj. Thank you. Petrine, thank you. Ali, thank you. Okay, Gab, Sophia, thank you so much. Okay, John, thank you. Okay. Mahina pa rin yung batting average natin, guys. Honey, thank you. So I was wishing that talagang all of you will be able to say yes. Kasi that only means that ginagawa nyo rin, you're following along. But if you don't have laptops or PC, that's okay, no? If you're not using that. Pero ang suggestion ko, guys, next time, kasi mahirap pag walang ano, no? If you're not following along, it would be quite difficult. Maganda talaga kung as I'm lecturing, you also do it. Okay, so baka yung iba hindi pa nakakagawa. I'll give you a few seconds. A few seconds to do your common size and your spike lines. Okay, any questions? Any clarifications? Okay, no questions, clarifications? Okay, wala naman. Okay? Then we go to horizontal analysis, guys. Ang horizontal analysis, it just takes a look at the percentage change between the years. No? So, apologies, guys, mali dito. So, this should be 2018 to 2019. And this is 2019, 2020. Okay, this is horizontal analysis. No? Kaya ang tawag sa kanya, guys, horizontal kasi you're taking a look at the changes among the years. So, horizontal yung tingin natin. Kanina, vertical, no? So, you're pegging everything here for the income statement relative to sales. Okay, for the horizontal analysis, growth rate lang to. No? So, this is equal to current value. Kasi between 2018 and 2019, ang current is 2019. Divided by the previous value and then minus 1. Okay? Lagyan natin ng dalawang decimal places. So we can just, do we need to fix anything here? Kasi muna. Do we need to fix anything there? Meron ba tayong kailangang i-fix yan, guys? Answer? Yes or no? Take note, it's sales 2019 divided by sales 2018 minus 1. Cost of goods sold 2019 divided by cost of goods sold 2018 minus 1. Okay? Yes, so my question dito si Benj, does Excel follow Pemdas? Yes. Excel will definitely follow Pemdas, yung parentheses, tapos exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. You're correct. Okay, so kailangan susundin natin yung sa Excel, yung parentheses kung kailangan. No? So ito, hindi natin kailangan lagyan ng parentheses kasi PEMDAS rule to eh. Magdi-divide muna siya bago magsasubtract. Okay, ang question ko guys, kailangan bang may i-fix ba tayo? Answer guys is yes or no? I'm waiting for your answer. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Bench, for the question. Okay, Liam, no. How about the rest, guys? So, ang answer ni Liam, wala daw kailangan i-fix dyan. Yung iba, any other answer? Okay. Thank you, Liam. You're correct. No, tama. Minus 1, di ba? Okay. Okay, thank you, Jillian, for the question. Okay, ulitin natin ulitin ko guys yung pag-explain dati, no? Remember how do you get growth rate? How do you get growth rate? Diba ang formula, what you learned in high school or elementary, no? Ang growth rate, guys, is paano natin inaano yung percentage change or growth rate? Okay? Paano natin kinukuha yan? Value now, value at time t, minus value at time t minus 1, diba? Yung previous divided by value at time t minus 1. So you're comparing the value now to the previous value. So you subtract the value now to the previous value divided by the previous value. Sabi natin, mahirap gawin sa Excel to kasi magpaparenthesis ka niyan. So mas madali ito na it's easy just to distribute the denominator. So that becomes value at time t over value at time t minus 1. So that's the current divided by the previous. And then ito naman, v sub t minus 1 divided by v sub t minus 1. That's just 1. Yan. So yan ang guys. This is the faster way to compute for your growth rate rather than this. Ito yung elementary formula nyo. Ito, college formula na yan guys, at saka Excel formula. Kasi pag ito gagamitin natin guys, magpaparenthesis ka dito, magpaparenthesis ka dito. Okay? Yun ang question kanina na who asked that, si Liam ba? Na kailangan may Pemdas tayo. Kasi pag hindi natin linagyan ng Pemdas to, i-divide muna ni Excel to. I-divide niya. Saka niya ima-minus. Okay? Because division will take precedence over subtraction. Right? So that's where we get the minus 1. Okay? So that's just the formula for the growth rate. Okay, so that's the current value divided by the previous value minus 1. Okay, did that answer your question, Jillian? Jillian? Okay. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you for that question. Appreciate the question. Okay. So, yan ang answer natin, guys. No? This one divided by the previous minus 1. Okay, so you get 0.70. And then, guys, wala na tayong kailangan i-fix dito kasi dapat lahat gumalaw yan. Ha? Dapat gumalaw siya lahat ng accounts. Pag ginalaw natin dito, guys, so this is now 2020 divided by 2019 minus 1. Okay? Highlight this, guys. Highlight and then drag down. All right. Okay, so lagyan lang natin ng mga borders parang ano siya, parang FS din. Top and bottom. Okay, always make this as a practice, guys. kung ano man yung bordering dun sa sa income statement nyo o sa balance sheet, ganun yung gagawin dito. Alright, let's look at this, guys. Let's analyze this. Okay, ano ibig sabihin ng 0.7? Ibig sabihin, guys, that sales increased by 70% from 2018 to 2019. Yun ang ibig sabihin yan. 70%, okay? 70% to, no? 0.70 is 70%. But between 2019 and 2020, sales only increased by 20%. Okay? Cost of goods sold increased 73.9%. So here you can see a problem, no? Ang sales ang increase ng 70% lang. Ito, ang increase dito, 74%. Okay, so medyo mas mataas pa yung increase ng cost kaysa increase ng sales. And kaya nga dito, guys, no? Operating cost, total operating cost increased by 80%. Ang sales increased 70% lang. Compare that, guys, with the period 2019 to 2020. Dito nag-increase yung sales 20% lang. Pero ang cost of goods sold niya na-increase 16.5% lang. Ang total cost, operating cost increase na 12.3% lang. Okay? So, mas mataas yung percentage increase ng sales kaysa dun sa total operating cost percentage increase. Dito nagka-problema tayo eh. Mas mataas yung percentage increase ng operating cost kaysa percentage increase ng sales. Okay. Ano ibig sabihin dito ng negative 1? Ito na lang. What's the meaning of EBIT here, negative 0.917? What's the meaning of negative? Ano ibig sabihin yan, guys? Negative 0.917. So, ibig sabihin yan, yes, thank you, John. Thank you, Elijah. Okay, there was a decrease, no? Okay, there was a decrease. So, ibig sabihin, EBIT or operating profit decreased by 91.7% between 2018 and 2019. Tingnan nyo, di ba? Ang EBIT dito, 209,100. Noong 2019, 17,440 na lang. So, there was a decrease of 91%. Ang laki ng decrease. On the other hand, between 2019 and 2020, ano nangyari? So, take note, guys, kung paano ko ina-analyze, ano? Anyway, naka-record naman to. So, there was ilang percent increase ang EBIT natin between 2019 and 2020. How many percent increase? Anyone? Okay, correct, no? Elijah, correct. 2,782%, no? Roughly 2,700%. Kasi ko-convert natin sa percent to 2,782%. That was the increase in EBIT. So, okay yung performance in 2020. From 17,440, naging 502,640, no? Okay, so sa horizontal analysis, guys, a negative means a decrease, except, saan dito problematic, guys? Take a look at the negatives. Ito negative, yung sa other expense, okay lang to. From 720 to 612, bumaba talaga. Ito, this one, 2018-19, from 209 to 17, tama to, negative. Tapos ito, guys, ito, from 146 to negative 158, bumaba nga, no? So, negative yan. Okay? Pero saan yung mali na negative dito? May negative dyan na mali, guys. Ito ba? Nag-decrease ba, guys, yung interest expense natin? From 176, naging 80. Tama yan, no? Nag-increase, nag-decrease nga, kaya negative 54.5%. Okay, saan dyan yung negative na mali? Saan yung maling negative dyan, guys? Okay, sa chat. Check natin sa chat. Yes. Elijah, bakit? Bakit mali yung negative 3.665? Can you share, Elijah? Itong 3.6565. Bakit siya mali?
Hello po.
Yes?
Kasi po, it went up po. So, value po there should be positive po
Yes. Correct.
instead of
Correct.
negative.
Oo, tama si Elijah. Thank you so much, Elijah. That's very good, no? From negative 158, naging 442. Bakit negative to? Okay, bakit negative? That should be positive, guys. There was a 366.5% increase, no? Okay? That was the increase. Okay, so ang tanong, dapat positive to, no? Kasi nagkakaproblema tayo, guys, kung yung previous value is a negative. That's where we will have a problem. If the previous value is positive, katulad nito, 2018, lahat ng previous value, if we're comparing 2018 and 2019, all the previous values are positive. So okay tayo dito, no? Okay yung horizontal analysis natin between 2018 and 2019. May problema tayo pag 2019 at saka 2020 kasi may mga values dito na negative. Yan, ito. So magkakaroon tayo ng issue dun sa percentage, no? Kasi sabi natin, pag negative, ibig sabihin, bumaba. Eh, ito, negative 158 to 422, tumaas yan. So, dapat positive to. So, as your assignment, guys, I want you to come up with a formula. Okay? May ilalagay tayong formula dito. I-explore nyo lang para tama lagi yung ano natin, yung percentage change. No? Kasi sabi natin, dapat ito positive to. So, kung tutuusin, dapat lalagyan natin to ng absolute value, no? Abs. Tatanggalin natin negative sign dyan. Okay? So, yan, positive na siya, no? Positive na siya. So, pero ang tanong ko, sana dito pa lang sa formula na to, dito, pwede natin lagyan to, i-adjust natin yung formula so that pag kinapi natin sa lahat, i-adjust na yan in case the beginning value is negative. Okay, I leave that to you guys as an exercise. Okay. Halagay ko dito, create formula. Count for negative previous value. Okay. So we'll discuss that. Magko-compare lang tayo next meeting, guys, ha? I'm not going to solve it for you. Try to solve it for yourself. No? Para yung horizontal analysis natin, tama. Hindi na natin titinan kung negative ba yung previous niya. Okay. Alright. So, okay, we go now to the common size statement for the balance sheet naman. Sa balance sheet, guys, time na pala. So, quickly lang, no? For the balance sheet, everything is divided by total assets. Okay, so, ganun din yun, ano? Cash divided by total assets. Okay, and then we're going to fix the row. Control Enter. And then, babasa na lang natin ang ano. Okay. There. Okay. So, dapat ang 1% dito, ang 100% dito yung total assets. Ganun din, guys, sa total liabilities and equity. So, this is equal to accounts payable divided by either total assets or total liabilities and equity. Okay, and just fix the row. Again, 4 decimal places lang. There. So, ang kaibahan, guys, ang balance sheet at saka income statement. Siyempre, sa balance sheet, ang common natin will be the total assets or total liabilities and equity. Okay, and then just put here, guys, yung sabi ko nga, dapat lalagyan natin ng border para ang basa natin sa kanya, parang ano din, balance sheet. Okay? And then for horizontal, guys, is equal to ganun din, no? This divided by this minus 1. Current divided by the previous minus 1. Okay, ito tama to, negative siya, no? Kasi bumaba yung value ng cash natin. Okay, and then down. Okay, and then just fix the ano guys, no? So ganun din to. Current divided by the previous minus 1, control enter. Okay, so that means that there was a 122.5% increase in accounts payable there. All right? So that guys, paki-ano na lang, paki-ayos na lang yung ano yung ano natin, yung formatting. I leave that to you guys para mukhang balance sheet pa rin siya. Okay, so assignment yung guys, magko-compare lang tayo ng statement of cash flows, yung formal statement, statement of retained earnings, and then this one. Okay, I'm just going to flash it. Okay, I'll entertain questions kung magkaiba yung answer. So that will be your assignment. Okay, so thank you so much guys for your participation. Maraming salamat. I stop recording muna.